what Fulani have been using on MiddleBelt and the Hausas. There are a lot of you Hausas and MiddleBelt may not know. And the earlier we realize it and switch to action, the better it will be for us. Take it or leave it, the highest people that always assist Fulani people are the MiddleBelt and the Hausas. Insecurity that many of us are complaining today is being caused by MiddleBelt and the Hausas. And the reason is we accommodate some people that are known for terrorists. How can somebody be chased for terrorism and you accommodate the person because of religion or because of your selfish interest? Now the problem has escalated. Now everybody they suffer am for Nigeria. Now we fit still fix them. The only people that can fix the problem of Nigerian ASAP is the MiddleBelt and the Hausas. If they can boldly swing into action. First, let me advise my MiddleBelt family. I'm from Benue. Now MiddleBelt is very clear that Nigeria did not like us. Let's start agitating for our own country. Dissociate yourself from that thing called one Nigeria. Start from that, because if it's truly one Nigeria, one person where you dey one with no go come your community, buy 400 plus people, roast them, and the worst thing they do to you is unaliving your children that were innocent, children wey never even know anything, children that did not even offend anybody. When they were committing that barbaric, they did not think you are one Nigerian. So first thing, start agitating for your freedom from that country called Nigeria. Igbos have been agitating, Yorubas have been agitating. If MiddleBelt start agitating too, I think it will be so very easy for that country called Nigeria to be divided. And if MiddleBelt feel they cannot stay on their, some of you can merge with the Igbo and some of you can merge with Yoruba. That is if you feel you cannot stand on your own. And MiddleBelt, there is another thing you need to start doing. You need to start dissociating yourself from the northern part of Nigeria, because you are not North. Stop calling yourself North. You are MiddleBelt. Me as a Benue boy, our women, our mother tied two wrappers, and I did not know Northern for that. How can you call us one? We don't have one culture. We don't have one tradition. We are different people. MiddleBelt, stop calling yourself Northern. And thirdly, MiddleBelt, you need to stop calling yourself Arewa. These people did not like you. The word Arewa, they use it in scamming you because of election. Dissociate yourself from one Nigeria, from Northern and from Arewa. Those names are scam. The earlier you realize it, the better it will be for you. And for the Hausas, you need to start standing up and start speaking. Because I see a lot of people saying you guys have woken up. I did not see you guys waking up, because 1% out of 100% is not waking. The percentage of Hausas that are waking up is 1% out of 100%. So 1% out of 100% is not waking up. You guys need to do more so that we may liberate ourselves very fast from these people oppressing us every day by day. Their greatest fear is to dissolve Nigeria. Fulani greatest fear is to divide the country corner, because they hide under that one Nigeria to perpetrate their evil. They hide under religion to perpetrate their evil. So once we start realizing this and start working towards it, every tribe will be free indeed. And for those of you that are choosing entertainment than the problem of Nigeria, if na no waiting Fulani they plan for us, I go focus on Nigerian problem than entertainment more na the focus. A lot of prominent people in Nigeria, rich men, have been saying this, that Fulani want to take over Nigeria, but poor man go they doubt. Una know that guy wey dey inside Bible that is called Doubting Thomas is from Nigeria. Nigerian will always tell you it can never happen. No, they don't fit Islamize Nigeria. No, they don't fit take over Nigeria. That is how we doubt the thing go reach our nose before we wake up. And if it don't reach our nose, it's too late.
The most used and dumped region in Nigeria is the MiddleBelters, that is also known as North Central. They've received the greatest deception and the greatest betrayal and should I say political marginalization. These Fulanis and Hausas, they know the sermon to preach during election to get to the emotions of these MiddleBelters. Once it's time for election, they start preaching, oh, we are all Northerners, we are all this, we are all that. Listen, without the population of North Central, these Fulanis and Hausa are irrelevant politically in Nigeria. And this is what this North Central have refused to realize. A few of them had actually realized it. The political power that these Fulanis and Hausas enjoy in Nigeria today is courtesy the MiddleBelters. The cultural gloating, the cultural power, and the cultural authority that they are the majority that these Hausas enjoy today is courtesy the MiddleBelters. Because if you go to northern Nigeria and you want to collect data for census, that's population census, you will see these MiddleBelters feeling Hausa as first language. And they have their own indigenous language. They all have their own internal language that they speak, that they use to communicate. If you've been there, you understand what I'm saying. But once the moment that matters approaches, you see them feeling Hausa, giving Hausa people more leverage, more strength. And they are yet to realize these things. When I was in Gombe State, this was my gospel. This was what I was telling them. You can't be flexing, romancing the muscles of these Hausas. And you guys have done it in such a way that everyone in southern Nigeria now thinks that once you approach Kogi, from Kogi to Connaught is Hausa. Because of what you guys are doing. Now, if you look at your screen, this is a comment of someone from Middle Belt, not Central, saying that, oh, they dislike it whenever we associate them with these Fulanis and Hausas and blah, 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 blah. Listen, sir, with all due respect, you Middle Belters have not been able to prove it to the world and other parts of Nigeria that you are different from these Hausas. Because once election approaches, election is a very crucial moment to distinguish yourself, but no, you guys will team up with them. Any candidate they show forth, watch it. That candidate will win in Kwara, win in Kogi, win in Benue, win in what's it called, Niger. And then the only difference, and I hail those people a lot, Plateau State. That's the reason when I went to Plateau State, I felt like, this one I worry, this one another worry. To be honest with you, I'm just giving you a very honest feedback. When I enter Jos, I just think this one another worry. Because those guys they are purely different in attitude, the way they reason, and apart from Jos and maybe Southern Kaduna, you get, apart from Jos and Kaduna, every other place in the North Central, when it comes to behavioral pattern, you guys behave like them. Dressing, you dress like them. Food, all of you, you get. So I'm just being honest with you. So you guys are being used, dumped, and you are still in the game of giving them political power. I was discussing with some of my friends who, are Middle Belters, and I asked them, what have you gained from this parasitic union that you are in with these Fulanis and Hausas? They keep using you. They keep betraying you. And in return, they came to your bushes and they start maiming your people, kidnapping your people, raping, sacking your family, sacking your villages. Because if you look at the home of this Headers Farmers Clash, it's in the North Central. The Fulanis rewarded you with banditry, kidnapping, Headers Farmers Clash, and on. And you are still in this union. I call it parasitic union because you are not getting any positive result from it. Did you know what they replied me? All these Middle Belt. Did you know what they replied me, my friends? They said, parasitic union, but you give us Abuja, we don't get Abuja. And I said, hold on. If you guys are not thinking properly, is Abuja a commercial center? Number one. Is there any booming industry that can actually employ Nigerians in Abuja or employ Middle Belters in Abuja? A place where they are busy building estates, unnecessary estate everywhere, and people cannot afford it. Okay, let's go down to the politics. Are Middle Belters in charge of Abuja? Has any Middle Belters ever, assumed the position of FCT minister over the years? Even some of the local government chairmen, they are not from the region. From that point, they kept mute. Bam. So, see, these people keep brainwashing you people in the Middle Belt that you are the same. And I'm not seeing you guys fighting it. If there is you just need to realize that you guys have not been able to prove to other parts of Nigeria and the world at large that you are different from these Fulani and Hausa guys. And they are using you to achieve whatever thing that they want to achieve. When the crucial time of decision making approach, they will say you guys are one. The moment that time is over, everybody to your tent to Israel. And it's not only happening between the Hausa Fulanis and the Middle Belt. Every other language, every other state. When the moment of decision making comes, oh, we are on one. When it's time for reward, they will not select the goons, the cartel, and they will share the reward amongst themselves.
Just before some of you come out start saying, that's why we're agitating for Middle Belt. This is a response to the video because I know people are coming. Now, when you guys talk about Middle Belt region, I hear you and I know your concerns. You feel marginalized. When they say Northern Nigeria, they just crop out Kano, Sokoto, some part of Kaduna, because not every part of Kaduna, some part of Zamfara, some part of Kebbi. Jigawa, they drag Jigawa inside. When they say Northern Nigeria, people, they already have like the states they are looking out to get, leaving others behind. Middle Belt people, I feel you, because if today they say Middle Belt, Adamawa will follow, join Middle Belt. But one of my concern as regards this whole Middle Belt drama is what then happens to, because like it or not, when people say Middle Belt, they mean the Christians in northern Nigeria. Argue with your grandfather in the comment section. When they say Middle Belt, they're talking about people like Benue, who have majority of Christians, people like Plateau State, Gombe, some part of Bauchi, some part of Adamawa, Taraba, Yobe. Middle Belt is not a state, and it is not even a complete region. It is some part of different areas. If you truly want to look at the Middle Belt thing, that is it. Go and ask T.Y. Danjuma. He will tell you. That's the idea of Middle Belt. Go and read about the Middle Belt. People who are not northern enough. In other words, people who are not Hausa are people who they refer to as Middle Belters. Now, when you talk about the whole Middle Belt, you want to emancipate the Middle Belt, let them have their rights, let them have their whatever, their own region. I'm happy for you. But because, for me, if I want to look out for only myself, I will support Middle Belt. But let me tell you who is left out. The small Christian community in Kaduna that are in the Kaduna North region. The small Christian community you find in Kano State, who speaks for them? The small Christian community you find in Katsina, indigenous ones, who speaks for them? The small Christian communities you find in Zamfara, who speaks for them? This whole idea of Middle Belt is all about division. If that's you, they just want to divide the Christians from the Muslims in northern Nigeria. Simple shots. Yeah, I said it. Shoot me. I don't talk. So Middle Belt is a no-no. We must work together. That's the whole idea of this Biafra non-Biafra thing. Let us do it. Let us try. People who you have elected to be in power, hold them accountable. Those your House of Reps members. Those your state members. Those your senators. Those your governors. Hold them by the neck. Let them cough out what they're supposed to cough out for you. If they don't want to do it willingly. So it seems what the idea of Middle Belt did it. As much as it is good, you want to fight for. Some other people are going to suffer if there's a Middle Belt. Who looks out for those people? I said it. Drops mic.
You are not happy that we're talking about Middle Belt. We will talk about the Middle Belt because we are not Arewa and we are not Core North. Gone are the days when you do your appointments, the only thing you think about is Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, and you leave people like us that are from Benue, whom you claim to be you claim to be North and are not considered in the scheme of events. We will talk about Middle Belt, and this is the discussions that we are going to take to the next level. This is a new generation. We will not sit down and watch. During the time that Buhari was the president, how many people from the Team Nation, let me give a classical example of the Team Nation, who happened to be the 6th largest ethnic group in Nigeria, was considered, even though we claim to be from the North. And we are speaking out now. This generation is speaking out, and we will carve our difference. I don't know, you don't like it, but we are going to propagate this message of Middle Belt. You are shouting Middle Belt is not in the Constitution. Is Arewa in the Constitution? Arewa is not in the Constitution. So we will shout it, we will take it to the rooftop, and all the sons of the Middle Belt will rise. This is a new challenge for us.
It is interesting that the Middle Belt is saying that they are not part of the North. Middle Belters are calling out the Northern Arewa Forum, saying that we are not part of Arewa. Our eyes are opened. We saw what you did with the Hausas. We saw how you manipulated, how you played your game, your political and economic game, using religion to subdue the Hausas. And we know what we are suffering and have been suffering from the hands of Islamic extremists. We know what you're trying to do in the Southwest, using religion to say that we are Yorubas, the North and Yorubas, Fulani North. I know the people saying this are Fulani North and Yorubas have something in common. When you look at governors in the North today, you hardly find an Hausa governor. while the Hausa population is 27% compared to that 27% of Nigeria. Let's say 27% of 200 million is the Hausa population, while we have 7%, or not less than 7% of Fulani population in the whole of Nigeria. Then that tells you why the MiddleBelters are coming out to speak boldly to say that we are not part of this kangaroo arrangement called Arewa. Arewa is not representing the MiddleBelters. When you look at this map, you see that the North is divided into two segments. The North is divided into two segments. We have the Middle Belt and the Core North. But when you look at a Northerner, a Fulani or Islamic or whoever, the Northern Fulani, when they present this same map, it looks like this. They show you that the North covers both the Middle Belt. See, the Middle Belt is practically the region that is the engine house of the so-called North. When you see all the foods, the resources, you get them from the Middle Belt. When you ask an average Northerner, let's say the average Northerner is somebody from Kogi, Benue, Plateau, Bauchi, Nasarawa, Gombe. You ask them, who is a Fulani? Where did the Fulani come from? Where is their, from where are they part of Nigeria? They'll tell you that they are from Sudan. But the same Fulani that is from Sudan is the one controlling the economy, political economy of the North. They are the ones you find as generals in the army, this or that, and blah blah blah, and all of you. They are the ones that are even the terrorists that are terrorizing the regions. They are using that terrorism as a means of controlling or sustaining their power in the region. I repeat, these Fulani guys, they are using terrorism to sustain their grip on the North, especially the Hausa. I have said this before. The Hausa, what is the Hausa culture? Please, if you're an Hausa person, can you do a little content whereby we can get to note the Hausa culture, the history of the Hausa people, the traditional religion, not Islam, traditional religion of the Hausa people. Let's get to know about, because it seems that the Hausas don't exist in Nigeria. All we see are Fulanis. Atiku Fulani, Buhari Fulani. Atiku now is going to be the next, a messiah in Nigeria, touted to be one of the messiah in Nigeria. Atiku, PDP Atiku, the Fulani. Which Hausa man has gained such prominence of recent times? Which Hausa man has elevated to that status that every Nigerian will be looking forward to voting Atiku, voting him, who is an Hausa man? If not that Peter Obi come from the PDP and Peter Obi aligned with Atiku, who is a Fulani, I tell you Nigerians will have voted. But tell me an Hausa person, a MiddleBelter, that has that kind of prominence. They find their way in a position, they influence, they use spiritualism, they use manipulation and all have you to spread themselves in all of the juicy positions in Nigeria. That is the Fulani. The way they have conquered the North, the Hausa North, the same way they are about to. I think what Tinubu is doing is something that Nigerians at this point in time need to support. Because if Tinubu is going to clip their wings, then that is a good one. Or if Tinubu is going to find a space for himself, that is another thing. That Nigerians should note and see what is happening. Things are changing.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. It's actually a very interesting thing that the MiddleBelters are now coming out to say that they don't want to be part of Arewa. They don't want to have anything to do with the North because they are not North. They are MiddleBelters and they want to have their own identity. They want every other region in Nigeria to respect their identity as MiddleBelters and not Northerners. They don't want other regions to regard them as North because they don't have anything to do with the Fulani North. And to be very honest, I think this is one of the long-awaited news that people have been expecting from the MiddleBelters, because the way the people in the Middle Belt are being treated is very unfair. When it comes to politicking and looking for population or looking to have an edge over the South, the Fulani oligarchs will come together and try to bring them under one fold to say they are all not. But when it comes to the sharing of appointment, the MiddleBelters will be considered as not modern enough. This has been the situation ever since the inception of this whole forgery called Nigeria. And it's not fair at all. It's not fair for a region that gives the North a whole lot and yet they receive nothing in return. And for me, it is even funny that the MiddleBelters had to wait till this time before they woke up. Look at the situation in the country. Look at how the Fulanis have taken over everywhere. Look at the way they are maiming the MiddleBelters and trying to annex their region and take over their region to make it theirs. What has the MiddleBelt region done to warrant the kind of injustice and brutality it receives? So it's actually good that the MiddleBelters are finding their feet now and their voices are coming out now and they have the clout now to come out and say that they don't want to be part of Arewa again. As a matter of fact, from every standpoint, the MiddleBelt region holds a whole lot of advantage over every other regions in the north. They have the population, they have the mineral resources, and they have everything to stand on their own. They don't need the north for anything. The core north needs the MiddleBelt than the MiddleBelt needs the core north. So I don't see any reason why the MiddleBelters will be playing a second fiddle to the core north. It's a good thing they are realizing this mistake their ancestors and their forefathers have made. And the best time to correct this mistake is now. The Hausas have woken up and they are saying that they don't want to be part of the Fulani, that the narrative the Fulani leaders are pushing and calling them Hausa Fulani is not going to work any longer. Even the Hausas, who are more closer to the Fulani than any other tribe in Nigeria, are trying very hard to disassociate themselves from the Fulanis. So why should the MiddleBelt even associate itself with the Fulanis in the first instance? So for me, it's actually a very good thing that they are coming out now to say that they don't want to be part of Arewa again. They must stand on this resolution and ensure that they deal with it to its logical conclusion. Kindly drop what you have to say in the comment section. And if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.